Some rappers refuse to accept that their glory days are long gone. French Montana once went viral when he said he had more hits than Kendrick Lamar. Bow Wow tried to show off his private jet lifestyle, but was caught flying coach. Ja Rule's mess at the Fire Festival made him a joke. Lil Pump showed up to a Trump rally as Lil Pimp. And Smokepurpp hit rock bottom when he performed for a crowd so small you could count them on one hand. These scenes show that some artists just can't let go. They keep acting like they're hosting Madison Square Garden, even though the world has moved on. Today, we're calling out 10 rappers who still think they're famous. French Montana dominated the mid-2010s with hits like Unforgettable, Pop That, and No Stylist. Fans weren't really hitting play for French, though. They were there for Sway Lee, Drake, or whoever else was on the track. Things got messy when his looks stopped carrying him. In 2019, he was accused of hacking into Spotify accounts to fake streams, and the story didn't go away. After that, he said something famous: "I have more hits than Kendrick Lamar." Young Thug couldn't help but make fun of him for saying something so crazy. The internet made fun of him even more by giving him the name The 5 French Songs Dare. He failed, which proved his own point. But French Montana isn't the only rapper living in denial. Just ask Lil Pump. In 2017, Lil Pump sparked a movement with Gucci Gang and a crazy SoundCloud buzz that made him look untouchable in the rap game. But J. Cole knew Pump's rise wouldn't last. In his 2018 track, 1985, he warned that rappers who blow up fast usually burn out faster. His prediction came true. After 2018, every project went down in the charts. The trick stopped working, and he started to feel desperate. He was standing on stage at a Trump event in 2020 when the president called him Little Pimp by mistake. Still, Pump said his business was fine, even though Lil Pump 2 and his terrible rock album, Pump Rock X Heavy Metal, both bombed. He says he's hot, but wait until you hear what Smokepurpp has to say. For a moment, Smokepurpp looked ready to take over the rap game. People liked his hit song, Audi, and his mixtape, Dead Star, got a lot of attention. By 2018, he was a newbie at XXL. Then there was the Tim Westwood freestyle, where he said, "I'm a stoner, I got a boner." It was such a disaster that it became a joke that still haunts him today. When sales of his music dropped, he lied about it and said he was streaming crazy, while Florida Jet only sold 5,000 copies. The shame reached its peak when a video of him playing in front of about 20 people came out. He tried to explain it away by saying he didn't have to do the show. He's now selling cheap features and TikTok skits, but he's not really there. It was YBN Nahmir's Rubbing Off the Paint that made a big splash, and Cordae and Almighty J were very excited about it too. But while Cordae became famous for his lyrics, Nahmir became less important. When he released Soul Train, a song that was so bad it became a joke right away and is still criticized as one of the worst rap songs ever, things really went downhill. Instead of getting back together, Nahmir got angry with Aiden Ross and demanded $100,000 to box. He also showed off his medals and even his Google net worth to prove that he was still important. That's when Nahmir started charging fans $3 just to DM him, even selling so-called CEO packages where he promised to change people's lives, a clear sign of how desperate things had gotten. That is sad, but wait until you hear Bow Wow's story. Little Bow Wow was a teen star in the 2000s, with record albums, movies, and screaming fans all over the world. But as the music stopped and his acting career ended, the attention went away. Bow Wow still couldn't help but front. When he posted a picture of himself boarding a private jet, fans were shocked to see him flying coach instead. This sparked the viral Bow Wow Challenge, where people all over social media mocked him by posting their own fake flex photos. He became a joke overnight. He still talks like he's great, but most people only remember the jokes. Ja Rule was famous around the world in the early 2000s. He was very happy after finishing Murder Inc. and having hits like Always on Time and Living It Up. It wasn't just a fight when 50 Cent went after him, though. It was an attempt to ruin his career. Even though John never fully recovered, he still held himself high like a boss. The Fire Festival scandal was the last straw because Ja hyped it like he was still in charge of a business. But when the tents, the cheese sandwiches, and the lawsuits came out, his name was ruined. But the internet only sees the jokes. He still acts and talks like he's in the top 5 today. If you think Ja lives in the past, wait until you hear about Chamillionaire. Chamillionaire made rap history with Ridin' Dirty in the middle of the 2000s. The song even won a Grammy. At first, he seemed untouchable. The music quickly stopped after that, though. He changed his focus to investing in tech and made a lot of money. His business is doing very well. What's wrong? People still talk about him as one of the greats in rap, as if his chart run never stopped. Fans like how hard he works, but he hasn't been relevant in the music scene for over 10 years. Even though he isn't hitting, he still talks like he deserves to be at the table. Let's talk about Little Romeo while we're on the subject of childhood stars who are still trying to be popular. In the early 2000s, Little Romeo grew up in the shade of his famous father, Master P. He had a Nickelodeon show and a few catchy songs. For a while, he looked like Bow Wow's direct rival. But the truth is, he never got that successful. The song slowed down over the years, and Romeo became known for reality TV shows and family dramas. He still loves to talk about the No Limit brand and act like his rap career was an important one, and still markets himself as a rapper first. These days, people remember him more for TV shows and family drama than for his music. And that kind of rejection based on nostalgia, Paul Wall is too aware of it. In the mid-2000s, Paul Wall was the face of Houston's takeover. He dropped hits like Still Tippin' and flexed his grills with Nelly on Grills. He was on Popular Rap, MTV, and even the charts for a short time. But Paul's national fame went away when the Houston wave died down. He doesn't accept his place as a respected local legend and grills mogul. Instead, he still markets himself like he's fighting with the biggest stars of today. People in Texas love him, but he isn't well known anymore. And you think Paul Wall had a hard time letting go? Just wait until you see Riff Raff, the king of rap fantasy. People became very interested in Riff Raff in the early 2010s, not because of his hit songs, but because he was hip-hop's largest joke. He was hard to avoid because of his crazy interviews, neon braids, and diamond fangs. For all the attention it got, there were never any real hits to back it up. Even so, Riff Raff acts like a world-famous star, talking about joining WWE or calling himself the Elon Musk of the rap game. He's actually touring small venues, but making it look like he's headlining big stadiums online. If there's anyone who embodies denial, it's Riff Raff, the most popular rapper of all time. Fame doesn't last forever, but being denied does. Even though these rappers aren't at the top of the charts right now, they don't want to lose the attention. How likely is it that any of them will make a comeback? Or is it time for them to finally accept the truth? The story isn't finished yet, and trust me, you don't want to miss what comes next. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because the wildest stories in hip-hop are still ahead. Check out our previous video, Hip Hop's Most Expensive Songs.